Boris Johnson chairs a National Security Council meeting on whether Huawei should be blocked from that involvement in the 5G phone network. Others are more comfortable, the US says no, but others are more comfortable and say that if you do keep them out, it will take us much longer to build that network. But first, Huawei. Emily Taylor is editor of the Journal of Cyber Policy, also an associate fellow at Chatham House, and she joins us. Good morning, Emily. Who do you think is right, the Americans or those who are more comfortable with Huawei being at the heart of our mobile phone network?
I think it's the tensions have been rising, and the language has become more and more polarised. I think that each of these different views has got something to it. 5G is going to be a different kind of network. It's a much more intelligent network, and embedding a potentially hostile state company, Huawei denies links to the state, but embedding a hostile state in your network, yes, that can carry security risks. However, the UK has had experience of working with Huawei for the last 15 years and has evolved ways of checks and balances, checking at a technical level on what they're doing, and is quite comfortable. The operators are already using Huawei in the early rollouts of 5G.
If, as most people seem to expect, it'll be a yes for Huawei, but with strict controls, how confident can we be about those controls? Because the Americans would say, well, you will never devise a safeguard that is safe enough.
Well, the Americans are taking, a very extreme position in a way, and actually internationally they are an outlier along with Australia in totally banning Huawei. So perhaps nothing will satisfy the US, and they've also laid on the line intelligence sharing as part of the Five Eyes network as the price of choosing Huawei potentially. Let's see if that actually comes through, because that would be a big price for the UK to pay.
But just to go back to that point, can you be confident in safeguards? Because again, the Americans would argue when it comes to the crunch, Huawei, whether it says it's not linked to the Chinese government or not, will do what the Chinese government asks. Those interests will be prioritised.
Well, can you be confident in safeguards? I think you can never be 100% confident, but you can try. And I think what attracts me about the UK's approach over the last 15 years, yes, it's quite sober and yes, it's quite evidence-based, but it is evidence-based. And one of the things I've been really missing from the US narrative, although everybody I speak to in the US is completely convinced that Huawei is a massive security threat, I don't hear the evidence. It's all on supposition. And any network can be compromised, and any actor, any equipment, any network, any device, any application can be compromised.
And Emily, just briefly, it is worth saying, I suppose, that also various Chinese investors are tied up in all sorts of sensitive bits of infrastructure in the UK.
That's right. I mean, these are all global supply chains. We happily use iPhones or Amazon Echo or whatever in our homes, and all of them are to some extent made in China. In the production processes, it's quite simple and straightforward to embed a little something extra to do some listening if that's what you want to do. And it's very difficult to detect. And so we're either comfortable with China or we're not. We're comfortable, for example, involving China in the build-out of our next generation nuclear power stations. Now, to some people, that's a big worry.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Emily Taylor, editor of the Journal of Cyber Policy.